right, we are live. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Welcome to the first all-request live stream we've had in quite a while. Let me just switch some stuff around. So I went on Facebook and asked for some requests, and some of you did. Those requests have been noted, and they are in our normal set list tonight. But if there's anything else you would like to hear, as you can see down here, all you got to do is leave a comment in the chat, and I'll see if I can get to them. But I am going to start tonight with a couple of original tunes, as well as some songs from the Calling the Earth live stream that we did back on Wednesday. So I'll get started with Windsong tonight. Hope you enjoy tonight's show. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stare, as if the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside you try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me, and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. I'll let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, so breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom, breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me, let it run free. There is no shame, feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. If it makes you feel alive, feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine, but now just let it flow from your depths into mine. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, so breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom, breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dancing to the soundtrack of your life. So you know, if the tension ever grows, then come back here to find me and let the wind blow. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom, breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. All right, thanks again. That was Windsong. Keep the show right on moving. Don't forget to leave your requests in the comments or in the chat. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I can see all of it. Oh boy. And once again, the songs that I'm playing that are not requests are coming straight off of the Calling the Earth live stream that I did on Wednesday. And keeping with that tradition, I'm going to sing the song Spring by Richard Shandell as soon as I get tuned up here. Some John Denver. I can certainly do some John Denver. The day will begin like any other. Another sunrise in the east. It'll reach across and touch you like a lover. It'll tease you from a dream. And opening your eyes, you will surrender to the light that fills the room, and the hope that you have carried since September, you will offer up to June. Maybe we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Looking out your window, you will wonder at the blooming in your yard. And every opening flower will be a mirror of the quickening in your heart. Maybe we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Oh, day will begin like any other. Another sunrise in the east. It'll reach across and touch you like a lover. It'll tease you from a dream you won't remember. Baby, we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. All right, I think now is a good time to get to some of the requests we have gotten. There were a couple of requests for some John Denver tunes. I can certainly pull that up for you now. Let's see what we got in my John Denver arsenal here. Let's see. Well, I think the obvious choice is this one right here. This is one of his biggest hits. And let me know in the chat if there's anything else you want to hear. All the requests that have been taken on Facebook on previous posts that I put up, they have been noted, and they are listed in my set list here. But I'm not abiding by that too much tonight. right, here we go. This is Annie's song. You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come, let me love you, come love me again. Like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come fill me again. All right, that was Annie's Song by John Denver. Thank you to Joe and my grandmother for requesting John Denver tonight. I'll get to some of the other requests that have been mentioned before tonight's show. Let me go back to the normal set list I had planned. I can always do this one while I have this guitar on. Two people requested Dan Fogelberg. I don't know if Twigs is with us right now, but he specifically requested Longer. And Mrs. D requested Dan Fogelberg in general. So this goes out to both of you. Oops, sorry, forgot to turn the guitar on. longer than there have been fishes in the ocean, higher than any bird ever flew, longer than there have been stars up in the heavens. I've been in love with you. Stronger than any mountain cathedral, truer than any tree ever grew, deeper than any forest primeval. I am in love with you. I'll bring fire in the winters, you'll send showers in the springs, we'll fly through the falls and summers with love on our wings. Through the years, as the fire starts to mellow, burning lines in the book of our lives, through the binding cracks and the pages start to yellow, I'll be in love with you. I'll be in love with you. Longer than there have been fishes in the ocean, higher than any bird ever flew, longer than there have been stars up in the heavens. I've been in love with you. I am in love with you. All right, that goes out to Mrs. D as well as Twigs. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We're going to move right along here. We're going to switch up guitars and do some more tracks for you on the other one. Just give me 2 seconds to get that ready. Moving right along with the show. The TV shows you an illusion. There's a darker side of town. Tremble at the thought of being next in line as the higher powers pound. The lucky ones sweat out the city jail. The others blaze a rosewood, brown and blood red trail. In Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. The J-Hill van skids through these poor man's streets. We just let them have their fun. His hands are tied, his body's loose against his floor and walls. That'll teach him not to run. Head to Great Bar and he's gone. Blue skies turn to gray as his soul passes on. Baltimore, can you hear children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. These martyrs leave their sidewalks wounded and stained. It's up to us to summon down the cleansing rain. The names are stapled to our chests. We won't stop till they can rest. Baltimore, can you hear children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Baltimore, can you hear your country crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. Revolution pass through Baltimore. All right, that was Baltimore off of my most recent record, Breathe. And let's see, my mother requested a Bruce song, My Hometown. I think I can do that one. I haven't done it in a really long time. But let me see if I have lyrics for it here, just in case. I do. This is great. This is a consistent song of Bruce's that I listen to. I was 8 years old, running with a dime in my hand, into the bus stop to pick up a paper from my old man. I sit on his lap in that big old Buick and steer as we drove through town. He'd tassel my hair and say, son, take a good look around. This is your hometown. This is your hometown. This is your hometown. This is your hometown. 65, tension was running high at my high school. There was a lot of fights between the black and white. There was nothing you could do. Two cars at a light on a Saturday night. In the back seat there was a gun. Words were passed and a shotgun blast. Troubled times had come. to my hometown, to my hometown, to my hometown, to my hometown. Now Main Street's whitewashed windows, vacant stores. Seems like there ain't nobody wants to come down here no more. They're closing down the textile mill across the railroad tracks. Foreman says these jobs are going, boys, and they ain't coming back to your hometown, to your hometown, to your hometown, to your hometown. Last night me and Kate, we laid in bed talking about getting out, packing up our bags and maybe heading south. I'm 35, we got a boy of our own now. Last night I sat him up behind the wheel and said, son, take a good look around. This is your hometown. That was My Hometown by Bruce Springsteen, as requested by my mother. And as it's been mentioned in the chat, I do have an in-person show tomorrow. I'll be playing at the Pennings Farm Cidery in Warwick, New York. If you're in the area, I would love for you to come out. The show is from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'll be there with Ronnie. We'll be playing a whole bunch of great cover tunes and some of our favorite tunes as well. Some of our original tunes mixed in there as well. I'm going to go to another request. Let me pull it up here. There we go. And feel free to add some more requests if you have them. I'm more than willing to play them for you. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage rockin' buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. Well, I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, in a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, no verdict was returned. And while Lenin read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. We were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Helter-skelter in a summer swelter, the birds flew off with a fallout shelter, 8 miles high and falling fast. It landed, fell on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass, with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume, while the sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, oh, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died? We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Oh, and there we were all in one place, a generation lost in space, with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candlestick, 'cause fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. And as the flames climbed high into the night to light the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing this'll be the day that I die. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. I went down to the sacred store where I'd heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. And in the streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed. Not a word was spoken, the church bells all were broken. And the three men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. They were singing, bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. They were singing, bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. All right. Thank you, Mrs. D, for requesting that. That was, of course, American Pie by Don McLean. Keep the show moving here. I got a couple of songs off of the Calling the Earth live stream that we didn't get to because of a shortened set list due to some technical issues that I was experiencing before the show. This is another John Denver song. This is one of his lesser known tracks, one of his deep cuts. This is called Eagles and Horses. Horses are creatures who worship the earth as they gallop on feet of ivory, constrained by the wonder of dying and birth. The horses still run, they are free. My body is merely the shell of my soul, but the flesh must be given its due. Like a pony that carries its rider back home, like an old friend who's tried and been true. I had a vision of eagles and horses high on the ridge in a race with the wind, going higher and higher, faster and faster. On eagles and horses, I'm flying again. Eagles inhabit the heavenly heights. They know neither limits nor bounds. They're the guardian angels of darkness and light. They see all and hear every sound. My spirit will never be broken or caught, for the soul is a free-flying thing, like an eagle that needs neither comfort nor thought. To rise up on eagles and horses, I'm flying again, flying again, I'm flying again. body is merely the shell of my soul, but the flesh must be given its due. Like a pony that carries its master back home, like an old friend who's tried and been true. My spirit will never be broken or caught, for the soul is a free-flying thing, like an eagle that needs neither comfort nor thought to rise up on glorious wings. I had a vision of eagles and horses high on a ridge in a race with the wind, going higher and higher, faster and faster. On eagles and horses, I'm flying again, flying again. I'm flying again, I'm flying again, I'm flying again. All right, that was Eagles and Horses by John Denver. I'm going to do an original song for you now. Okay. All right, this is a song that's going to be on the new record. This is a song about fellowship and finding peace and satisfaction with company, no matter what it could be. This is called Our Satisfaction. Some people like to hit the town on a Saturday night, from a swagger to a swoon. They dance and drink till the wee hours of the morning light to some new familiar tune. But with you I can rest easy, dance alone to our hearts beating as one. 'Cause we got our own song and it goes sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to hit up God on a Sunday morning with Jesus on their tongue, their hands wide open and arms reaching towards the sky, singing to a worship song. But you and me, we step outside and listen to the birds perched on a tree. That's all the worship I will ever need. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to hit the road in the early hours on just about any day. We chase the sun until it sets above our heads, and a campfire makes its way. So me and you and all our friends, we come together souls in hand, tell our stories, share reactions. It's where we get our satisfaction. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. All right. Well, I'm going to do one more scheduled song, and then after that, I'm going to be closing up the requests. So if you have something you want to hear, put it in the comments now, so that I don't miss it. Then after that, I'll start closing up the set tonight. We did start a little bit late, but I'll extend the time to an hour so that we didn't miss any stuff along that line. On a sleepy, endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, there was rhythm in the splash and roll, but not a voice to sing. So the moon shone on the breakers, and the morning warmed the waves, till a single cell did jump and hum for joy, as if to say, "This is my home, this is my only home. This is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden." Then the day shone bright and rounder, till the one turned into two, and the two into 10,000 things, and old things into new. Then on some virgin beachhead, one lonesome critter crawled, and he looked about and shouted out in his most astonished drawl, "This is my home, this is my only home. This is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden." Then all the sky was buzzing and the ground was carpet green, and the weary children of the wood went dancing in between, and the people people sang, rejoicing when the field was glad with grain. This song of celebration from their cities on the plain. This is my home. This is my only home. This is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Now there's smoke across the harbor, and there's factories on the shore, and the world is ill with greed and will and enterprise of war. But I will lay my burden in the cradle of your grace, and the shining beaches of your love, and the sea of your embrace. This is my home. This is my only home. This is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. All right, well, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. It's been a great night for me. Thank you so much for all the requests and those of you who brought in tunes to play. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to those of you, if any of you are new here, thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Kyle Hancherik. You can find me on most other social media platforms. You can find me on Patreon over here, patreon.com/Kyle Hancherik, where you can subscribe to a monthly membership for as little as $1 a month. If you want to leave a tip for tonight's show, you can go to paypal.me/Kyle Hancherik and give as much as you please. If you're not able to, don't worry about it. I know times are still tough. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a real pleasure playing with you guys. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and share it with your friends if you so please. I'll play one more song for you, then we're going to call it a night. Thanks again very much for coming out. We're actually going to be taking a break from streaming for the next week. And we'll be back again with a Patreon exclusive live stream on May 4th. So all the more reason to join Patreon and become a monthly member. And then we'll be back again for a monthly, I'm stumbling over my words right now. And then the next live stream after that one's going to be on May 4th. The Patreon exclusive is May 4th, 7 p.m. And then our next public live stream is going to be on May 6th, the day after Cinco de Mayo. So mark your calendars, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern, same time as usual. But we'll keep the music rolling along. I'll be spending the next week holed up in the studio working on some new stuff and writing some new songs. So, with that, I'll close up shop here right after this next tune. Thank you all so much again for watching us tonight. This next song is called How You Say Goodbye. Whoops. There we go. The bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on this green plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded. No room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating. The cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes and a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. The fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I've struck out way more times. You can fit in this old room, but as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I say goodbye. Thank you guys so much. It's been great playing for you tonight. It's always great playing for you any night. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Thanks so much for the request. One more time, in case you missed it, tomorrow afternoon, I should say, we'll be at Penning Cidery in Warwick, New York. Ronnie and I will be playing a cover show, 3 hours from 3 to 6 p.m. And the next live stream, actually the next show is actually going to be another in-person show at the Warwick Valley Winery on Saturday, May 1st. That's going to be, I believe, 2 to 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that is what it usually is over there. And those are my next two shows. The next two live shows are going to be, live stream shows, I should say, are going to be Patreon exclusive one on May 4th, and then a public one on May 6th. That's on Tuesday, May 4th, and Thursday, May 6th. And I will have a question prepared for May 6th, because Thursday is typically Thursday question day, where we have a nice discussion over several things of note that we can find. I don't know what exactly the question is going to be, but I will think about it, and it'll be ready for you. So be prepared. There will be a test. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's been great. And if you're in the Warwick area, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, or next Saturday. Or if you're here on stream, I'll see you next Tuesday on Patreon and Thursday right here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks very much for joining, everybody. Peace and love. I'll see y'all soon.